one of the most dangerous weapons in the story of Inuyasha isn't a sword, but a mirror. Yes, that's right. The thing that you look at in the morning when you brush your teeth, the thing you look in the morning to make sure your hair is done properly, unless you're like me, you don't give a fuck how your hair looks, unless you gotta go on a date, then maybe you might put a little gel in there, shimmy it up a little bit, and see how it happens. A mirror, that thing that we look at to look at ourselves, and kind of talk to ourselves too, in a sense, Just have a rapport with yourself. It makes you seem less insane when you're doing that to a mirror. Yes, that kind of a mirror is one of the most powerful weapons in this story, because, like Wobbuffet, it can take in an attack and then dish out the same attack, boom, right back. And in this volume of Inuyasha, volume 16, Inuyasha gets learned this the hard way. Okay, so, continue on from volume 15, alright, where we had Kanna take out Sango, and Sango is basically out for this entire volume, okay? She got hit by her own fucking boomerang, and she is just out fucking cold. That just leaves Kagome, who's getting her soul took it out, but since Kagome has such a large-ass fucking soul, especially considering the fact that it's not even her full soul, because, if I remember correctly, I believe the reincarnation of Kikyou actually has part of her soul as well. But, yeah, Kagome's soul is still pretty much fucking large, and Kanna isn't even able to siphon off the whole majority of her soul. Now, Kanna is the reason why all these villagers are attacking Inuyasha and Miroku and everybody else, okay? And now, while all that's happening, Inuyasha is fighting against Kagura. And Kagura is pretty much trying to get Inuyasha to kill the villagers to get to her. The reason behind this is because Kagura wants Inuyasha to have innocent blood on his hands. But lo and behold, Kanna shows up, and right when Inuyasha is about to perform, the cutting wind technique. Sorry, it always reminds me of a fart, but whatever. The wind scar technique. He does this, Kanna shows up, Kanna is like, reverse Uno, bitch, and sent that shit back to Inuyasha, fucking him up badly. Like, dude got out cold maimed. Then, to put just salt on a open wound, Naraku shows up and it's like, yo, what up, homies? I'm Naraku. How y'all doing? And I kind of forgot that Naraku has the majority of the Shikon jewel. I also forgot that fucking Kikyou gave him the majority of the Shikon jewel. Oh yeah, by the way, Kikyou does tell Inuyasha all about this, and basically tells him that, yeah, Naraku will get stronger, but when he is fully ripened, she's gonna fucking murk his ass. And I think Inuyasha is on board with that. We get introduced to the third of what we'll call the Naraku children, named Goshinki. Goshinki is a tall, big, beastly son of a bitch that's supposed to be an Oni that can read minds. So attacking him is near impossible because he knows what you're gonna fucking do. There's a scene where basically he calls out everybody on what they're about to fucking do, and what's crazy about that is he looks at Shippo and just looks away. Now, I know I always joke about Shippo being fucking useless, and honestly, in this volume, Shippo, did he do anything really? Nah, not exactly. He did warn Inuyasha, not to do the Windscar technique against Kanna. He did fucking warn him about that shit. But did Inuyasha listen? No. He fucking didn't. Because Inuyasha is thick gold. That's why he didn't fucking listen. Because you can't listen when your skull's fucking thick. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. Oh! Speaking of Kanna, there actually is a technique that can disrupt her mirror. That could potentially break it. And that is Kagome's arrows. Possibly Kikyou's arrows as well, I'd assume. Because I'm just assuming that since Kagome is a reincarnation of Kikyou, they have the same type of energy. And thus, every soul that Kanna had sucked out of people got released. If she didn't do that, her mirror would have broken. Which basically means that her life force would have been kaput. That would be the end of Kanna, or at least the end of her mirror, which would make her completely and utterly defenseless. Also, there's a motif behind, not a motive, but motif behind each one of Naraku's children. Kagura being wind, Kanna being emptiness, and Goshinki being an asshole. Now, I don't know if that's true about Goshinki, but the way he was acting, yeah. Also, Goshinki is the first creature to fucking break Tetsaiga. Yeah, the dude fucking breaks Tetsaiga. Like, what? But right after he breaks Tetsaiga, Inuyasha goes fucking blood crazy mad and obliterates the motherfucker. First rips his arm off and then rips his fucking spine out. Inuyasha, he basically becomes a fucking yokai. Like, the yokai side of him fucking just, boom, takes over. Gets bloodshot red eyes. His hair's all white. Actually, wait, his hair's always been white. Why is that exciting? Yeah, and what comes... Here's the thing, okay? Now we know why Tetsaiga is important. Because Tetsaiga keeps that level in check. It keeps his yokai side in check. That way, his yokai side wouldn't be too overbearing compared to his more humanistic side. And this, from what I understood, was done so by his father. Now I'm wondering if maybe Tenseiga was a way to keep Sesshoumaru a little bit more humane, thus keeping both brothers equally level-headed. Hopefully. Oh yeah, speaking of my boy Sesshoumaru, well, him and his posse show up, I guess, days later, I'm assuming, after Inuyasha and his group go on their fucking way. Oh yeah, they get met up by the three-eyed cow and Myoga the flea, who, well, basically Inuyasha gets to go and see Totosai to get his sword fixed, of course. And what did you know? Sesshoumaru, just by using his canine-like, senses, can basically tell everything that has happened. Can tell that this Oni is the one that broke Tetsaiga. He can tell that Inuyasha had a fucking, let's call it a fucking catnip moment. Almost being like a full-ass yokai and shit. He can just fucking tell all this. Oh yeah, with him, of course, is both Rinne and Jaken. Sesshoumaru takes the head of the Oni to a man named Kirango, or something like that, I believe his name was. And apparently this dude is a student, or was a former student, of Totosai, meaning that he's also a forge master. And so, he forges a blade out of the teeth of the Oni that broke the Tetsaiga, and proceeds to cut down Jaken with it. I wonder how Sesshoumaru is going to react to that situation. I get a feeling he's going to save Jaken, because Sesshoumaru, just like Inuyasha, can seem cold and aloof, but they do care about their crews. They care a lot. Now, I think Sesshoumaru is more on the colder side when it comes to that kind of, deal. And Inuyasha would be a lot more vocal about it. That's how I see it, at least. And thus, that's where the volume cuts off. Normally, I know this would be in segments of kind of like short little story arcs, but all of this for me seemed to just kind of flow into each other. There wasn't like, oh, there's this segment here, and there's this segment, and then there's this segment. No, it just all just flowed right into each other. And I'm hoping that's just how the story's going to go from this point forward. Because, honestly, with that whole Monster of the Week kind of deal, it's kind of irritating. But I get the feeling that the Shikon Jewel is probably going to get busted once again, scattering its remains all over the fucking place. And I get this feeling the one to do that is going to be Naraku. And why do I think that? Because I think Naraku is going to end up completing the damn jewel, and he's going to realize that, oh fuck, me completing the jewel means I'm an easy-ass target for Kikyou. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, do I know that's going to happen? No idea. I believe I am almost at the point where I last watched the anime. I might be wrong, but I believe I am. Because I looked at the volume cover for volume 17, and I do recognize the character on the cover of volume 17. Do I remember the character's name? No fucking idea. No clue. Oh, and also Inuyasha's human again. Full human. It's the first of the month. Alright, so, what do you guys think of Inuyasha volume 16? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'd be so kind, give this video a thumbs up. That way, it can start circulating around the algorithm of YouTube and hopefully catch the eyes of other people as well. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content that I put out. And don't forget to hit that notification icon. Make sure that bell is ring-a-ding-dinging. That way, you will know when I put out another video. And make sure to follow me on these social media platforms, right after I say goodbye.